In the previous episode, Josh and Arobindo explored the growth of their beanstalk over 5 two-day periods between days 2 and 12 and represented the relationships between them using a timeline. In this episode, the students will investigate the growth of the beanstalk from day 5 to day 19 and mark several mathematical relationships on the number line.
So mark in some factors.
Okay. So, this all the way to here is times 3 to the 14. And we get that because there's times 3 each day. And we have 14 days. So
Okay, so say it to me and tell me what you just drew.
These humps are
each of times 3.
yeah,
And there's 14 of them?
and each one of them represents the growth of the plant in one day.
Okay.
And there's 14
And
of them?
this is the growth of the plant over 14 days.
We can also find over this, let's say, we can make a 7-day period. From here to here. But we should probably label this day 12. Okay. And we have times 3 to the 7. And then all the way from here, we have another times 3 to the 7.
Okay.
The reason why we have a times 3 to 7 is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here.
Mm-hmm.
And you have another 7 here because we need to add up to 14.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 to the 7 squared because it's being multiplied to itself. And that is equal to 3 to the 14 because it's over the same time period.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like
So can you
5
show me the 3 to the 7 squared? Where's the 3 to the 7 squared?
There's 2 of them.
Mhm.
1,
So there's 2 of them, and they cover the same time period as 3 to the 14.
yeah.
Okay. Can you write an equation, Josh, and show me how you're seeing it in the timeline?
Let's just write this.
3 to the 14,
But what does it
and
equal?
that's going to equal what? Can you do another one that's equal to 3 to the 14, Josh?
Okay.
Oh, wait, you could do 3 to the 14 is equal to 9 to the 7. And it's because you wrote this out. It's easier to explain because there's like 2 groups of 3 for each 9.
Yeah, this is 9. And then another 9. And then another 9. And another 9. And another 9. And another 9. And another 9.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 7 of them.
Yeah.
So can you write that somehow?
Yeah, 9 to the 7. I mean, yeah, that's
Can you see the 9 to the 7 in the timeline?
Yeah.
Can you
You can, but it's basically the exact same thing because each 2 times 3s we have a 9, and there's 7. Because there's like 14 times 3s, right? And each 2 times 3s, there's a 9. So that means you have half as many 9s as 3s. So you just divide the thing by 2 and you get 7.
So you circled one pair of 3s. Can you circle the others?
Okay.
So how would you describe it? 7 groups of what?
For groups of 3s.
7 groups of 3 groups of 3.
Uh-huh.
Or 7 groups of times 9s.
7 groups of times 9s. Okay. And we can see that here in our equation, right? The 7 groups of times 9. Because we're taking 9 times itself 7 times.
In this episode, Josh and Arobindo found several mathematical relationships that described how the beanstalk was growing from day 5 to day 19. The first relationship the students found was that the beanstalk grew by a factor of 3 to the 14 over this time. As the beanstalk's height increased by a factor of 3 each day, Arobindo and Josh saw that there were 14 days between day 5 and day 19, and therefore their beanstalk's height would increase by a factor of 3 14 times, or 3 to the 14. Similarly, Josh and Arobindo saw that their beanstalk grew by a factor of 3 to the 7 2 times. The beanstalk grew by a factor of 3 to the 7 over the first 7 days, from day 5 to day 12, and then by a factor of 3 to the 7 again over the next 7 days, from day 12 to day 19. This means over the two 7-day periods, the beanstalk grew by a factor of 3 to the 7 to the second, which is equivalent to the total factor it grew by, 3 to the 14. Similarly, Josh explained that instead of breaking up the 14 days into two 7-day periods, you can break it up into 7 2-day periods. Over each 2-day period, the beanstalk grew by a factor of 9, so 3 to the 14 is also equal to 9 to the 7. In the next episode, Josh and Arobindo will explore the growth of their beanstalk over 101 2-day periods.